Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is February the 3rd, 2020. Strong hand. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. In motion. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. I'm stressing these things. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. I am offended by selling. Don't FOMO on alts. Now, there are a lot of people out there that do FOMO on alts. We're going to be talking about them today. All right. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. Just because they mess up, hey, they will be responsible for themselves for buying those alts, for giving us Bitcoin for the altcoins we got for free. Bitcoin for free, baby. Thank you, whoever you are out there. All right, check out the links below. Remember, you get a new show here every day. Hello, my elite friends. How you doing? If you got questions, I have answers. This show, you're going to love it. It's going to be a little bit different. A lot of crypto dividend talked. But type in Bitcoin Meister, do a super chat so I can see your question, or else I'm not going to see your question. I won't be able to answer your question. So type in Bitcoin Meister or do the super chat so I can see it. Remember, check out the archives, disruptmeister.com. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. You learn a lot from the right people over at Twitter. I retweet them. Best guest in the space Friday show. We had Dustin, David Nage, and Alex Edelman on. You can learn a lot from the This Week in Bitcoin show. That was Friday. So check that out. Most people are irrational most of the time, okay? Remember that. In anything in life, most people, they're irrational most of the time. They make terrible decisions. With finances, it's worse. It's worse in finance. People make horrible, irrational, gambling type of decisions with their finances. They don't save. You know how it is. And so we, in the crypto space, in the Bitcoin space, because there are a lot of people that want to gamble who think their coin is the next Bitcoin, or they want to beat the return that Bitcoin has. They're bored by Bitcoin's return for some reason. They end up giving us Bitcoin for free because we have altcoins that we get for free called crypto dividends, and they give us Bitcoin for these things. So yes, Bitcoin for free to the rational, because of the irrational. Now, I want you to keep all of these, everything I just said in mind as I cover the rest of the topics for this evening, because it's all intertwined. Everything's intertwined tonight. Now, there's a guy here. His name is CJ King 711. He has this is a tweet. This is a legitimate tweet out there I'm reading. Everything I talk about is linked to below. Who is the best active portfolio manager in crypto asset investing? Who is the best active portfolio manager in crypto asset investing? Why do you have a portfolio? Why aren't you managing your own money, dude? What? And this is the thing. This guy's saying this. There are many people that do not want to take personal responsibility over their Bitcoin, over their cryptocurrency, over their finances. They're used to someone else managing their money. They might be 20-somethings, and for some reason, they're used to other people managing their money. I don't know why. I have no clue. This is the modern age. This is the golden age. Personal responsibility. You manage your own money. But here's the deal. We've got these crypto asset managers, crypto portfolios, all these funds, and people are making up these funds because it's not regulated. And that's great. I think it's terrible that the financial system is so regulated. And in order to have a hedge fund, you have to meet all these qualifications, blah, blah, blah. And there are all these entrepreneurial people all over the world coming up with their own crypto hedge funds made up of all sorts of, I wouldn't make a crypto hedge fund. I tell you what, I say you only buy Bitcoin. All these people with their crypto hedge funds, okay, they're trying to do one thing and one thing only, beat Bitcoin. Get all their altcoins and the Bitcoin they have mixed into their portfolios has to be worth more than a Bitcoin, okay? They're trying to do all these magic tricks where they are willing to gamble on the lowest of the low of altcoins, okay? They want to get in on IPOs. They're used to the old financial system where it was a privilege to get in on these pre-IPOs. So they hear about these coins that come out that people get for free, and they want to buy it after the people got it for free because it's still like a pre-IPO in their head. They're under that same, they have that same mentality from the old school finances, all right? Now, holding Bitcoin, they're trying to beat that. It is so simple to hold Bitcoin. You put it on your Trezor. You don't keep it at Coinbase. We're going to talk about that in a second. And that's it. And then you enjoy the ride from there. But obviously, there's so many people that are not satisfied with that are used to other people, managers saying, I can beat the stock market. I can beat this. I can beat Amazon. I can beat whatever. So they can say they can beat Bitcoin. So what these dudes, and what they don't realize, their base is Bitcoin, beat Bitcoin. Our base is hold Bitcoin. But hold Bitcoin is not just Bitcoin. Hold Bitcoin is you get those freaking crypto dividends. And these jokers out there, right now with MWC, there's at least one or two of them out there of these crypto funds. I don't know who they are. They probably watch this show. And they're probably they think they're probably laughing at me. They're like, Adam, you don't know what you're talking about, dude. I'm buying all this stuff up for cheap, and it's going to be worth so much in the future. I'm getting it before everyone else. Okay, you got it for free, Adam, whatever. But it's going to pump. I've got insider information. You know, Adam, you said it was insider information, right? Yes, dude. I said it was insider information, and it's a big but. The insider information is how to get it for free. Not that it exists and you should go buy it and pump up the price insanely so that you can tell the people that you represent that buy into your fund, oh, look how this unknown altcoin that I found out about from Andy Hoffman or I found out about from the Bitcoin Meister, whoever, because those are the only people talking about it. And there is somebody at MWC, at least one at Hotbit, or at the OTC or whatever it is, at least one of these people out there that manage one of these crypto funds. I don't know where on earth it is. It's greed, and great. Greed is great. They are trying to beat Bitcoin by buying this thing that we got for free. We, as true Bitcoin holders, are already beating Bitcoin because of these people. These crypto dividends that we get for free. Remember, it's Bitcoin plus crypto dividends. When you own Bitcoin, when you truly own Bitcoin, when you control your private key, you get the airdrops, you get the forks and everything. Our returns by doing nothing with our Bitcoin all these years, okay, was Bitcoin plus Bcash plus Bgold plus Brodium plus MWC. That's more than just Bitcoin. That's a lot more than just Bitcoin. And you better believe it. If you add up all that stuff there, all right, that's beating all those people that were mixing and mashing Ethereum and this and Bitcoin and that and this and trying to actively manage funds. Trying to actively manage funds. You manage your own fund, which consists of Bitcoin and all the stuff that you get for free that these fund managers are buying. They're buying it. I cannot, and they're watching this. Some of them are watching this. Say what you want about Andy Hoffman, but he's got an ecosystem out there with the Brodium and the MWC that he talks about and everything. He works for MWC. There's somebody out there that really believes him, that really loves him. All right, or maybe they like this show. I don't know, and they're misinterpreting me. Remember, when I say the name of a coin, I'm not saying to buy that coin. I'm just saying the name of the coin in a sentence, and then people think, oh, Adam must like that coin. Again, I like when I get stuff for free, okay? I like when I get crypto dividends for free. Pound that like button. We got a question from OJ Punk. Love your passion. Dude, I love you too. I think you're in California. I'm going to be speaking at Long Beach on the 20th, right? It's not official yet. It's February 20th. I'm going to be in Long Beach speaking. I'm going to be in LA. We're going to make that official soon. Gaston will make that. We'll talk about that later in the show. All right. Passion, baby. This is energy, baby. This is life. I love life. No drugs, no alcohol. This is just passion for freaking being alive in this new golden age that we're in with all this stuff. And guess what? This is where the big boys play. So if those dudes with so much money to burn I mean, they must be smoking crack out of $100 bills, some of those dudes. Be my guest. Buy the stuff that I get for free. And by the way, people, I remember before MWC is now tradable again on Hotbit, and the price went up. That's part of this whole spiel for today. Okay, if you sold your MWC today, you got a 6% freaking return on getting it for free when you got a 40.41 of it for free for every Bitcoin you owned. Okay. That's a lot better than trading. That's a lot better than letting some dude manage your funds, okay? That's a lot better than Coinbase, all right? 6%, that's better than, but Bcash is worth now. The stuff right now, you could go to Hotbit and sell your MWC if you still have any, and I don't blame you if you don't have any anymore. Dudes, I mean, I love Chris. I love what they're doing over there, but this thing's listed on one exchange in the middle of China, and it goes off, it stops sometimes. There's been attacks on it. The exchange stops sometimes, but it's been attacked. All right. Is it worth $15 a coin when the most comparable thing is like Grin and Beam, and they're what, like $1 or something? And everybody knows what they are. Nobody even knows what this is. The only people who know what this is are the people with the insider information that watch this show or follow Andy Hoffman. That's the only people. Maybe Rocky's talked about it. Daniel's talked about it in Mexico and everything like that. Maybe that too a little bit, but that's not many people. That's not a big part. And there's somebody that's buying all this stuff up. It's not magic. It's not like the price isn't going up magically. There is somebody or one or two or three of these hedge funds, whatever you want to call it. They can call it whatever they want to call their little fun and games, but they're buying this stuff. Okay. And now it's gone way beyond my understanding, my comprehension, okay? Because it's illogical, it's irrational. But most people are irrational. And they're going to buy stuff that other people got for free. And so you make up your own plan about how you're going to get rid of it. If you already got rid of it, don't feel bad that you got rid of it already, okay? You already got a lot of money for it. It's free, for God's sakes. There's a guy saying, in the comment section that he sold it for 92 cents and now it's $15 and he learned his lesson. Dude, you still got 92 cents for it. I mean, there's no telling where it can go in the future, okay? It's a very small cryptocurrency on one exchange right now. And again, I love Chris. I love when he told me this idea originally, I told Andy the idea, I thought it was a great idea to have a limited supply Mimblewimble coin. Everybody was up on this Mimblewimble thing, saying it's the best technology in the world. So I thought it would be a good gimmick. It is a good gimmick. And clearly some people are paying for this gimmick. All right. So just remember, everyone is trying to beat Bitcoin. If you own Bitcoin, you are doing better than these fund managers because you're getting all the crypto dividends for free. You're beating Bitcoin. One Bitcoin for a true holder does not really equal one Bitcoin. It equals one Bitcoin plus those crypto dividends. And if you're on this darn channel, you know what it is. You know what a crypto dividend is. All those people out there talking about DeFi, talking about giving somebody their Bitcoin for interest, talking about which portfolio manager is the best. They're creating a bunch of unnecessary bureaucracy and risk, okay? Completely unnecessary third-party middlemen. That's not what this was supposed to be about, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. But this is where the big boys play. So if they want to pay third-party middlemen, okay? Be my guest. Create your own third-party middlemen. It's personal responsibility is a new counterculture. You should be managing your own freaking Bitcoin and get this stuff for free. Instead, we got people with portfolios that are buying up all this stuff that I'm getting for free and paying a pretty penny for it. $15 they paid for it today. And you can go there right now on Hotbit this second. There are people offering to buy, or maybe it's the same person, I don't know, like 400 of them. They're offering $14 a piece. That's a lot of money there. All right. That's a lot of money for some people. For a lot of Americans, most Americans can't afford $1,000 emergency. Somebody's willing to give them $6,000 out of the blue. All right. At least for 400 of, I don't know if I'm even doing the math right anymore. All right. And people are asking questions. You got to type in Bitcoin Master. I cannot see your question. All right. Or do the super chat. We're going to get back to this in a second. People with the podcast, listening to this on the podcast, thank you, sportsmeister.com. You can listen to this. And yeah, It's amazing that it's insider information that you don't need a third party. Okay, that's how irrational this space is. Okay, no, you don't need somebody else to manage your money. You don't need somebody else to manage a portfolio. That's insider information. It should be common knowledge, but it's insider information. And that crypto dividends exist. That these are in fact, this is insider information. It's sad. It's sad that there's so much noise out there. And you should be happy that you know this. That you know that if you're familiar with this channel, if you've been listening to this for a while, you got a big darn smile on your face today. Okay, I mean, you must be laughing all the way to the darn bank. That people are, who's the best crypto fund manager? You're the best crypto fund manager. Pound that like button. You manage your own money. That's what this is about. I think it is. I think it's about, you can argue that it's not. That's where the big boys play. Arguments are allowed, baby. But I'm sticking with what I'm saying. I've done pretty well. With my system, and you don't leave the system. You don't all of a sudden say, well, now I'm going to become a trader because I did well with the crypto dividends, or now I'm going to let somebody else manage my thing. You stick with the system, buy and hold, collect the free crypto dividends, get the free Bitcoin thanks to these irrational people. It's great. It's great. I love this space. I love it. I love it. And no, it's not my responsibility to bail them out. Oh, you made a mistake. They're going to learn the hard way. All right. I'm straight up telling them, don't buy stuff you get for free. I'm warning them, but this is where the big boys play. They can do what they want to do. Anyone can do what they want to do. So if people are foolishly buying altcoins, all sorts of altcoins, not just the crypto dividends, that's their prerogative. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to stop them to do it. You don't have to be the nanny state. You don't have to create I mean, it's that personal responsibility is a new counterculture. We have all these people saying, oh, altcoins are so bad. They're stealing money from people. They're stealing money from people? How so? People are freely choosing this stuff when all the information is out there. That it's noise, that it's nonsense, that most of this stuff is nonsense. But they're still freely, because they're irrational. Because they're 80%ers, because they're gamblers, because they're used to mommy taking care of them, mommy government, daddy government, whatever. They're used to that lifestyle. I can't stop it. We can't stop it. It's not, worry about yourself. Take care of yourself. If they want to be gamblers, let them be gamblers. Do you stand in front of the Tropicana in Atlantic City and say, don't go in here? Do you go to Las Vegas to Tone's event at the D on the 22nd? I will be there. And are you going to hold a sign, don't gamble, don't gamble, it's a sin? No, you're not. That's not you. So you don't do that in cryptocurrency. You're taking care of yourself. Always take care of yourself, baby. And if people want to do these irrational, crazy things, then they're making us richer. Good for them. They'll learn the hard way. They probably will never learn the hard way because most people are irrational most of the time. All right. And I'm glad I got to say that. Unconfiscatable.com, February 22nd. I will be there in Las Vegas. You'll get to feel this in person, baby. And if you want to really actually feel it, I guess I'll let you grab my hair. All right. Pound that like button. And Gummy Bear said, Bitcoin Meister, what are your thoughts on LTC? What do you think after I just rambled on about altcoins for a half hour? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's why? You just own Bitcoin. What's the point? People aren't building crypto dividends on Litecoin. You're not getting the MWC from Litecoin. You're not getting the Bcash. You're not getting the BS. Bitcoin is the one. Is Charlie Lee a great guy? Charlie Lee is a great guy, a nice guy. I love him. I love him when he's on my show. But dude, what kind of question is that after what I just went through? I mean, I don't understand. Most people are irrational most of the time. And I'm going to talk about LTC in a second about it being irrational. I'm going to get into more. There was a planned talk. I'm going to talk about it compared to Bcash. Okay? We're going to talk about the Litecoin halving compared to the Bcash halving. All right? We're going to talk about that. But they're similar on a certain level. There's a similar ecosystem that surrounds both of them, like it or not. You know, the man behind Litecoin is a good guy. The man behind Bcash, not a fan of his at all. But hey, still, we got to say what's going on. So I mentioned also on the 20th, I'm probably going to be speaking in Long Beach. Gaston's taking care of that. We'll talk more about that. All right, so I talked about the MWC. I said it was $15 today. So wait, so for all you people out there that want to make altcoins, and this is where the big boys play. So I have no problem with people making altcoins at all. None at all. None at all. Just because somebody makes an altcoin, is that a threat to me? No. I hold Bitcoin. Am I tempted to buy that altcoin? No. I'm not insane. I'm rational. So you can create, and the greatest altcoin on earth, the fastest, with the most secretive one, whatever gimmick you got up your yin yang, go do Andrew Yang coin, whatever you want to do it. It's no threat to me. And it's not, you're not stealing from anyone. People are buying it, even with the Ego coin that Mr. Ego made. Okay. He put it out there. He said, give me a bunch of Ethereum for it. And people believed it was worth that much Ethereum. At the same time, he was giving away billions of it, this trash, to everyone else. This is where the big boys play. He didn't force you to darn buy it, okay? He wasn't stealing. He was listing it for a very high price. And guess what? There were sucker MCs out there that bought it. Oh, well, that's it. When everybody else was screaming, don't buy it, you can get it for free, people still buy stuff they get for free. I can't stop that. I can't stop. But here, let's go back to the magical formula here. If you got a coin out there, you don't do, I wouldn't say you do what Ego Coin did, okay? You take it, you kind of low, you should be sort of low key about it. You shouldn't act like, oh, this is the best thing ever. It's going to be better than Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. This is what you do. You come up with a legitimate gimmick for it. It does something that Bitcoin doesn't do, all right? You get it on a little exchange. You make it like all pre-IPO style that intrigues these guys that are still like thinking that there's such things as pre-IPOs. You airdrop it to Bitcoin holders. That is the key. Because that gets it in the hands of people who will distribute it. And I talked about this before. I think every altcoin out there should remake itself and airdrop it to Bitcoin holders. They will all pump if they do that. If they do it the right way, only do it on a few exchanges, make it, limit the supply and everything, make it limited supply. There's a magical formula here, okay? So put it on a no KYC exchange. Tell Andy Hoffman about it. I don't know, pay Andy Hoffman. I don't know what it exactly, there's a formula here. There's something behind this, all right? Because and it'll make me happy because Bitcoin holders like me will get it for free. We'll distribute it. We'll talk about it on our shows, blah, 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 blah. And all these people out there, even though I will talk about it on my show and I will say, do not buy it. Do not buy this thing. Do not buy it. Do not buy it. It's cool. You get it for free, play around with it, and then you can get rid of it at this Chinese exchange. People will buy it. People will still buy it, even though I said don't buy it. Okay. So if you're some altcoin and I mentioned, I know a guy out there and I contacted him today and I said, dude, look how MWC is doing. You told me you wanted to do an airdrop, you wanted to do a fork, or you want to do a crypto dividend. You want to make an altcoin. You wanted to do one. Dude, now's the time to do it. Just follow what MWC did. Just do exactly what they did. I'll talk about it on my show. I'll tell people how to get it for free and how they can get more Bitcoin. So if you're watching the show, dude, my friend, and you know who you are, check your DMs. I sent you some information today, but there are more people that want to do this. But the key is you airdrop it to Bitcoin holders. And that seems to be the best way. Airdrop it to Bitcoin holders, make it a limited supply. Don't make it too complex. Put it on a no KYC exchange so people can get rid of it right away and don't have to worry about, giving out their social security numbers and all this nonsense. Because all these dudes want to have the next BTC. As much as I say Bitcoin is the next BTC, these gamblers out there, these 80%ers, they'll never believe it. They'll never believe it. They still will buy this stuff, even though people talking about the stuff will say, don't buy this stuff. There's a certain mentality. It's what I said at the beginning of the show. Most people are not rational most of the time. All right. And it's not rational at all to buy these 6-tier altcoins that people are getting for free before they're on before they're even proven at all. Now, MWC is at a 6-tier altcoin. I don't know what it's going to end up. I have no idea where it's going to end up at all. I don't know where it's going. It's not on crypto. It's not even on CoinMarketCap yet. It's not even on CoinMarketCap yet. So the only people who know about it are the people who watch the show or follow Andy or follow me or Daniel or whoever or Rocky. I don't know. And so because these guys with the crypto hedge funds, they think they got inside information. Oh, I know about it before anyone else knows about it. It's pre-IPO. I better keep buying it. Dude, I don't know what you're doing, dude. You're making me richer. You're making all these dudes that are watching this show richer. I don't know. Go ahead. So if you want, everything I just said, if you're a guy that's trying to come up with an altcoin, what path do you want to be on? Do you want to be on that path that the crypto dividend airdrop sends you on? Or do you just want to go at it alone? Hopefully people will find out about it when you get listed on CoinMarketCap. No, you want to give it away for free at first. I know it doesn't seem like it makes sense. Give it away for free. And by the way, MWC still has 500,000 left to give away for free. Dudes, if you give that stuff away for free, it will pump some more. It will pump some more. And you better believe a lot more people are going to sign up for it next time around. We're not going to be getting 40 per Bitcoin. We're probably only going to get 2 per Bitcoin or something like that. Who knows? All right. So we talked, I just want to mention these crypto hedge funds things again. Because a lot of people, and I do not fully understand these crypto hedge funds either, where they came from. I mean, I think it's coming out of the entrepreneurial spirit of so many people on this planet, that cryptocurrency is just this free world where you can make up anything. And they think, I want to have a crypto hedge fund. I would have a crypto hedge fund. Why people invest in a crypto hedge fund when they could just buy Bitcoin is beyond my understanding. And when they could buy any altcoin. They could buy any altcoin. Why do they want somebody else to decide what altcoins they buy? Oh my God. Dude. Okay, so I talked about the person that has a decent gimmick for his crypto dividend that I hope he comes out with soon. Because again, getting a 1% return is great too. People are getting a 6% return right now. I can't believe it. Getting a 1% return, 2% return, anything. It's great. That beats your money in the bank. It's awesome. More free Bitcoin. I love free Bitcoin. We should all love free Bitcoin. By the way, I'm on BitChute now, and a lot of people are for some reason watching my videos on BitChute. Am I Bitcoin Meister or Disrupt Meister on there? I don't even know what it's linked to below. Here, I'm checking out right now. What am I? Yeah, Bitcoin Meister on BitChute. People, if you want to watch me there. And if you want to contribute to the show, all sorts of links below. You can do all sorts of things here. Let us move on to Coinbase real fast here. No, I just want to wait. There is one other thing I wanted to say. All right, we talked about the IPO. All right, we talked about Andy Hoffman. We talked about gimmicks. All right, that's it. I just, I do enjoy that these hedge fund guys that are buying crypto dividends, there's mystery to them, as we don't know who they are. We don't know who they are. And that's part of the magic of this space, that there are some anonymous guys with so much money to burn that they're buying stuff for free. And they think they're going to be able to get a tremendous and they're making it appear like there's a tremendous return. But they might be the only dudes buying this stuff. I mean, are you as an individual going to be buying something for $15 that was just $1 the other day that's on one exchange in China? Maybe so. I don't know. Any ideas on Blockstack? AA showed Andreas Antonopoulos showed up for a speech in it. Does it legitimize it? No. I don't. No. I don't really care about it. What's the point of it? I don't get it. What's it doesn't interest me at all. I don't exactly understand your question either. All right. So anyway, but thank you for the question, Forrest G. So let's move to Cointelegraph. That they have an article about Coinbase. Coinbase users saying they can't withdraw more than $10 in Bitcoin a day. Now, I don't know how true this is, but guys, if you're storing your Bitcoin at a third party, they can make up any rules they want to. It's not yours, really. So why are you complaining? You should just simply put it on your Trezor, on your Ledger, on your whatever. So you can take out as much as you want to anytime. So do I believe that Coinbase has limited people to $10 a day of Bitcoin they can take out? Maybe if they did something weird. But again, when you control your own Bitcoin, you could do as much weird stuff with your Bitcoin as you want to. There is no weird. When you're dealing with a regulated exchange, there's a lot of weird, okay? And it's probably it's what you don't consider weird either. Oh, you sent it to some dude in a country that's on a list they don't like. Uh-oh, now you can only take $100 out a day. Not your keys, not your freaking coins. There's your reminder. But better yet, with the Coinbase, if you're silly and you're keeping your coins there, you can't get any crypto dividends, which was what my whole lecture at the beginning of the show was about. You're not getting interest on your Bitcoin. They probably are, though. They haven't paid anyone yet the B gold that they collected. They have given no one the B gold that they should have given them if it was really their Bitcoin. People who had Bitcoin there, they were given Bcash. They were never given B gold. All right, and so people are like, oh, B gold's not worth that much. Well, it was worth a lot once, probably when Coinbase sold it all. He meant talking about universal stack for chains or something. Okay, I don't know. You know what? This is not a technical show. I mean, this is another thing here. So by the way, if you get obsessed with the technical minutia behind all this stuff, that's great if you got that type of mind. But if you're not buying any of this stuff and just like into technical stuff, dude, I don't know what to say. It's the financiers of the world that get freaking rich. Sometimes the technical innovators do, but dude, there's a lot more people in the financial industry that are incredibly wealthy than the people who are working as engineers. Okay, all right. You know, engineer goes, he makes $100,000 a year. That's great. He goes home. His wife takes all his money in a divorce. That's the end. The financiers of the world, they're making millions. Okay, and they buy their women. Pound that like button. So now, and their women take nothing from them if they got a good lawyer, which they can afford. So, I mean, there's many aspects of this space. There's the technical space, which as many of you see, I really don't care that much about. People are like, oh, can you explain how Bitcoin was built and the technicalities behind this, that, and the other? No, I can't actually. I can't at all. What I can tell you is I know what limited supply is. I know what finance is. I know what the store of wealth is. I know what deferral of gratification is. I've been in Zimbabwe. I've been in Argentina. I've been in so many countries where people are desperate for a store of value. Okay, that I can't tell you about programming and all that stuff. All right, not at all. And a lot of the times when it comes down to it, if you're not a programmer and you're worried about all that stuff, it's a complete waste of your time. You got to be in motion. To be in motion in Bitcoin, you actually got to have some freaking Bitcoin. Get some freaking skin in the game. That's my advice. Instead of asking about the technicalities, and it's a bunch of noise when some of those altcoiners are like, oh, you see the technical differences between my coin and your coin, and you see I know so much about how this coin was built. Yeah, so what? So what? You own a piece of trash. What's that? What's that got to do with it? You know how a piece of trash was built. That you're living in a fantasy world where something that's important to you is important to you. You think it should be important to everyone else. It's not. All right, now, but still, so I'm not the best person to ask technical questions, dude. That's the bottom line there. Top Roller said, I haven't been home for a week. Resyncing my node now. Great to come home. Cool. And that's another thing. People are like, why don't you run your own node? Why not? Why not run my own node? Why is it? What's the difference to me? What's the difference to me, dude? And that Top Roller isn't asking that, but people have asked me that before. Does that make me a better Bitcoiner to run my own node? There are a lot of Bitcoiners out there, by the way, that say that you're special if you run your own node. Why? I mean, what? You're adding to the network. You're doing your security. But how about if I don't have time for that? How about if I don't live anywhere? I just travel around the whole world. How about if it's a pain in the butt to do? How about if I store my Bitcoin correctly on my Trezor, and that's what I care about? I care about my stash. You worry about your stash, people. So if you think it's important to run a full node, go ahead, go do it. But if you think everybody should be doing it, because guess what? People aren't technically sophisticated. For this thing to catch on with more people than it's on now, the whole world isn't going to be running full nodes, all right? Everyone isn't going to be running full nodes. They need a simple way. People need a simple way that their mother can store it, that their grandmother can store it, okay? That's practical right there. But hey, if you want to do your own technical thing, run your full node, be my guest. But if you're living in a fantasy world where every Joe to the best of your technical ability. So I've been, and you can see I've been drifting into this lately with this Lightning Network stuff is the best stuff since Swiss cheese, and running your own node is so great. Great, it's great for you. It's not great for me. I really don't hardly give a darn about most of those things at all. Not at all. What the heck? What the heck? Bitcoin is this huge ecosystem. You can care about different aspects of it, whatever floats your boat in it. This is where the big boys play. So anyone can be, you can't stop someone from being in this space just because they don't like an aspect of Bitcoin that you like, okay? And people are gonna have to get over that. There's a lot of people out there in social media land They think that they got the true definition of a Bitcoiner. They know what a Bitcoiner can't talk, even mention an altcoin. A Bitcoiner can't mention crypto dividend. A Bitcoiner must be talking about Lightning Network all the time. There is no must. This is the beauty of this system. You can take it anywhere you want to, baby. That's what I love it. That's freedom, baby. Pound that like button. And if you're truly, and let me tell you something, you should be able to say what you think, just like I just said what I think. If you really control your financial destiny, who cares what this fitting in is overrated. So right now in Bitcoin, I think fitting in is like licking Lightning Network's crack and everything. That's fitting in, and I would say that's in mainstream. But if you don't want to do it, don't do it. You can hate Lightning Network if you want. I don't hate it, but that's the beauty of all this thing, of all this. Controlling your own financial destiny and not worrying about being canceled and everything like that. That's what Bitcoin is to me. That's what freaking Bitcoin is to me. Just giving you this ultimate freedom where you can say whatever you want to and no one can stop you. And who cares what the other people think? They can't kick you out of Bitcoin. They can't take away my Bitcoin no matter what I say. All right, Todd Roller sent $20. Pound that like button for Meister. I have learned more from this man than anyone else. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Todd Roller. I really appreciate it, man. You're a good dude. You are a good dude. All right. And again, you are. And hey, if you're comfortable, if you're not comfortable with Trezor and you want to put your Bitcoin at Coinbase, then do what you're going to do. But there are consequences. That's why I bring that up. I'm telling you everything I know. I'm trying to make people as efficient as possible with their Bitcoin. So everyone always panics when Trace Mayer comes on the show and talks about his sophisticated ways of storing his Bitcoin. But if you're not comfortable with that, you think you're being safer, but you're actually being much more risk. You're taking much more risk if you're doing something above your pay grade, above your technical sophistication. And that's why there's got to be different levels of sophistication in terms of storage. And hopefully one day there will be something so simple to control your Bitcoin that everyone will be able to do it. And it'll be 100% safe. People complained. People were saying that nobody was buying Bakkt futures. Okay, that's great. Who cares? Because that means people are buying the real thing. Buy the real. No one should be buying any of these futures. But I can't stop people from doing stuff like that. For some reason, people live in this magical mystery world of the old school finance where futures were awesome, where paper gold was awesome, where paper this, where made up stuff was, where people would rather own made up versions of financial instruments than the real thing, and they want to bring that to Bitcoin. Let them try to bring that to Bitcoin. Bottom line is you can't get distracted by that noise. You buy the real thing. No one's buying Bakkt. Great. No one's buying Bakkt. I don't care. And if people buy it and that pumps the price of Bitcoin, great. If they don't, great. Because I want the real thing. When you got the real thing, you could talk like this. When you've got Bakkt futures, I don't know. I don't think you could talk like this. You're reliant on again, third-party middlemen. A lot of people want to bring in these third-party guys, these unnecessary middlemen players. But this is where the big boys play, so people can do stuff like that. So I've been meaning to bring that Bakkt thing up for a while. I'll erase this again. So Bernie Sanders, I have no idea how that's going tonight, but I brought this up on Saturday's show and I said I would bring it up on a regular show too. Bernie Sanders wants to destroy the capitalist system, okay? He wants to take from people, and there are a lot of people that are really into movements like that. They get into movements because they want to destroy. They want to tear down. They want to rip apart. Dudes, I am associated with movements that create, okay? Where success doesn't depend on destruction. The success of Bitcoin does not depend on the destruction of anything. And you got to think long and hard about that. A lot of people get in this, I want to tear down the US dollar and the Fed. They're so evil. And the banksters, I want to get back at the banksters because they charged me a lot on my credit card that I went into debt with, that I kept on spending on because I was addicted to spending. And I can't blame myself for getting into debt on my credit card. I have to blame somebody else in a magical castle somewhere. And because they're rich and it's the rich people's fault. Yeah, no, that all is going to still exist, dude. The dollar is still going to exist. Dollar, it can do as well as it can do great. United States of America does great. Fed does great. Bitcoin can do great too at the same time. I'm not wasting time worrying about destroying bankers, getting revenge on people who did nothing to me, getting revenge on people because I wasn't responsible for myself. That's evil. That's vengeance. That's destruction. That's Bernie Sanders. That's not me. And for me, for Bitcoin to be successful, Bitcoin can be successful with all that nonsense still going on, okay? That is the beauty of all this. That is the beauty with all this. Produce, compete, don't complain. So all those altcoins in our space that are being created, they're not hurting me. I don't want to destroy them. There are a lot of people like, oh, I love those miners who are going to go out and try to destroy those altcoins just so that Bitcoin is the winner. No, Bitcoin's the winner on its own. Bitcoin can be the winner with all those other ones existing. Why waste your time trying to destroy? Why bring that negative energy into your life of destruction? Why? I mean, go follow Bernie Sanders. Go follow AOC. There are apparently a lot of people who like that. There are a lot of people who like vengeance and jealousy and ripping things apart and destruction, who couldn't have produced a darn thing if they tried. They probably could. They could because they have free will, but they choose not to act upon their free will. They become followers, blind followers. So many people want to be behind these big talking leaders that talk about destruction. I'm going to destroy Bcash. Oh, I'm going to destroy Bitcoin because I have 1 million Bitcoin and people are like, oh, hail leader. Yes, you're so smart, even though you lie constantly and you're totally irrational. There's just certain people that like people like that. But in the end of the day, it's negativity. It's not productive. But hey, I say let those cultist movements exist. Let those cultist movements exist. Let Jim Jones exist. They're going to learn the hard way when they end up in the jungle of Guyana drinking that crypto Kool-Aid. Pound that like button. And I don't wish that upon anyone. But it happens. I can't stop it from happening. All righty. Bernie Sanders. And so I was talking about what did I do with that Litecoin thing? I hope I didn't erase that Litecoin thing because I did promise someone I would bring up Litecoin. Yesterday we were talking about credibility of Bitcoin. That Bitcoin's got the far and wide the largest credibility factor among all the coins out there. But for traditionalists, for people coming from the traditional financial sector that are trying to judge coins by credibility, and they don't really take into decentralization, and they love corporate structures, well, guess what coin would appeal to that type of mentality in terms on a credibility level? I mean, it's Ripple, sadly, because Ripple is a corporation. Ripple is going to have an IPO. Those are words of credibility. They conjure up credibility in traditional finance people's minds. So I'm no fan of Ripple at all, but there's always going to be these people that are stuck in that mode, in that traditional finance mode, and they're seeking credibility, and they're going to look and see credibility in Ripple because they don't care about printing it to oblivion, and they don't care about it being centralized. They care about it having a CEO. That's cool. Oh, being a company. That's cool. Being centralized, having an IPO. That's cool. That's credible to them. But hey, this is where the big boys play. They'll learn about money printing the hard way through that. Any idea on the gravitational pull of Bitcoin? My mind can't handle it. No, my mind can't either, dude. I have no idea what you're talking about. Forresty, I meant I don't possess Bitcoin. Bitcoin possesses me now. Well, no. You possess Bitcoin. You do possess Bitcoin. You have free will. That is the beauty of human nature. Humans have free will. And what did I do with that Litecoin? There was actually a quote I had out there, and I linked to it below. What did I do with that? I'm going to find it here. We're gonna get this Litecoin thing in here because I promised. Here, I never pasted it in again. I just pasted it in. First of all, link to below is a song by Joan Jett. I love rock and roll. Baseball season is coming up. Joan Jett is an Oriole fan actually, and she was a great rocker. That was a great song. And baseball season starts with the 11th spring. Now that the Super Bowl's over, I just thought I like that song a lot too. So, and she's an Oriole fan. I'll use her picture on the podcast version of the show. You'll get to see her wearing an Oriole jacket when she was an attractive young lady. Now, Bcash, we were talking about irrational behavior before, all right? And people before the Litecoin halving were irrational. They were like, oh, baby, this halving is going to make such a difference for this altcoin. People started hyping it up. People started buying it. The price of Litecoin started to go up, and then it went down afterwards. And then it might go up again, whatever. But it's got to click around it. Litecoin's got to click. And I think the same thing is going to happen with the Bcash halving. There's all sorts of rational reasons why Bcash should not do well after it halves, okay? But because of the Litecoin factor, because there's going to be this thing called a halving involved with Bcash, people are going to start buying it. In fact, there is a tweet that I linked to below by Whale Team. And this guy's got a lot of followers, more followers than I do, I believe. And he says, Bcash halving blocked 630,000. He estimates it on May 24th, which is incorrect, actually. He says his target 1 is $600. Target 2 is $900. Target 3 is $1,450. So people like this are going to keep on getting more and more vocal. People are going to hear about it like, oh my God, Bcash is going to go to $1,450. Better buy it now. I don't even know what Bcash is now. What is it? What is it? $300 now? I have no idea what it is. I know that it's 4% of a Bitcoin. So you better believe that Bcash, very much, there's going to be some Bcash halving hype. There is going to be, because guys are already starting talking, and people buy into this stuff. They see that, oh, some guy on Twitter says $600, $900, $1,400. And again, Bcash is a top tier altcoin. You can't deny it. It's listed so many places everywhere. So when people start, it creates this irrational cycle, this irrational hype cycle. And we talk about Bitcoin having hype. Well, they can have Bcash having hype too. And they're talking about it already. So I know Rocky is saying that Bcash might implode. And logically, it really might implode. All the miners might abandon it, blah, 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 blah. But look at this. This whole show has been about the irrationality of the space. There are people buying up MWC right now for $15. And I got to say, that is probably more irrational than people buying Bcash because of the halving. because Bcash is more of a reliable commodity than MWC. It really is. Because MWC was just created out of thin air the other day. Bcash was created out of Bitcoin and is on all the exchanges, et cetera, et cetera. I'm no Bcash fan, okay? I love that I got it for free, and wow, it gave us quite a return, didn't it? So I'm saying this right now. Litecoin pumped before its halving for irrational reasons because the Litecoin halving was coming up, and everyone's got to get in Litecoin because it's the silver to Bitcoin's gold. Bcash probably could do the same thing. Probably, I would not be surprised at all that if it does hit one of these guys' targets, 600, 900, 14, I don't know about 1450. Okay, I mean, that's insane. But you never know. People are paying $15 right now for something called MWC that didn't exist recently. All right, finally, we're going to go to one question here. And I've had a lot of fun with this show today. I heard on a podcast recently that echoes with me. Any information that can be digitized was sucked up by the internet. Similarly, anything we can value will be sucked up by Bitcoin. I don't know. I think that's an interesting comparison. I think in a simple way of saying it is that one day you'll be able to buy anything with Bitcoin. I mean, but that's not as awe-inspiring as your comment. I don't believe in hyper Bitcoinization. I think some people can interpret your quote as that Bitcoin will be the money of the world. And I don't think it will be the money of the world. I think it will be the way for smart people out there to preserve their wealth, to value their wealth, to measure their wealth, to send payments easily, and to not be monitored by governments, and to be outside of confiscation so that you won't be turned off financially. I think but most people like to be slaves. Most people like the convenience of government. Most people like to be turned off. Most people are irrational most of the time. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the links below. Don't FOMO on alts. Remember, really remember, this is your home for Bitcoin insider information. Use that insider information wisely and to hold your Bitcoin, not to buy alts, but to get more Bitcoin for free. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister. Pound it, bang that bell button. I'll see you in the chat. Click on those squares. See you. See you tomorrow.